Hello, everybody. Hi there. My name is Grace Luxin, and I am the CEO and founder of Surge Freelancing Marketplace. If you are watching wherever you are right now, this is an exciting time because we're going to be bringing in our guest for tonight, and we will be discussing this topic right here: how to get hired with virtual teammate. Real quick, let me know where you're at. Okay, I know we have a lot of people who have been waiting. So I know you guys are all excited, and I would like just to welcome everybody. Okay, so Dolly is saying she's watching from Makati. Okay, how about the rest? Let me know where you guys are watching from Cebu. Okay, thank you so much, Jake. And RB Javier is excited to learn something. And you're not just going to be learning, and for everybody out there, any type of skill today, because this is more of really a direct instruction on how you can be hired with virtual teammate. Okay, so please go ahead and feel free to tag your friends. Also, share this one to any public group or to anybody who may be needing virtual assistants or freelancing, because this right here is going to be a guide on how one can be hired via virtual teammate. Okay, so let me just go ahead and introduce or discuss what are we going to go through today. So for today's discussion, we are going to be bringing you an avenue where you can be hired as a virtual assistant. This is, of course, brought to you by Surge Freelancing Marketplace in partnership with Virtual Teammate. So for Surge, we have been here and providing not just freelancing courses, but also services and also freelancing solutions. So I hope you guys are excited because we will be discussing a lot of avenues where you can be hired. And my name is Grace, by the way. I am again, the CEO and the founder of Surge Freelancing Marketplace. For today's discussion, if you are here and you were not able to catch what I mentioned earlier, this is really a direct instruction, with our virtual assistant agency partner, virtual teammates. So for those of you who are a part of the Surge community, we have been training and then putting you into apprenticeship and putting you into avenues where you can be hired. And virtual teammate is that one VA agency who partnered with Surge in order for you to be hired. By the way, before I'm going to forget this one, and I'm going to bring in, our guest for tonight, those of you who added information during the registration, please make sure that the link of your portfolio is viewable or it can be accessed, because the virtual teammate team tried to run through potential virtual assistants that might be hired today or in the coming few days. However, some of your portfolio drive, okay, it might be that you sent a link to your Google Drive, or you basically maybe drop a link from Dropbox. It's not viewable for many of you guys. So make sure that you send a link that is, or you can go ahead and edit. Make sure that the link is viewable. Okay, so make sure that you go real quick into your Google Drive, and then anyone with this link can access or can view, not edit, but view at least your drive. All right. So I hope that it's clear. So the virtual teammate team can actually look into your portfolio so they can start looking into recruiting or the recruitment process. So today we're going to be discussing what is virtual teammate. Okay, so I have talked with a lot of these people over the course of weeks. Okay, and they are an amazing team. I think at least two virtual assistants from Surge were hired, so I'm very excited about that. They're also going to talk about the virtual teammate recruitment process, the careers that you might be interested or you can be a part of. What are the application requirements, and frequently asked questions as well, such as, can I apply even if I don't have training or I'm a newbie? What's the hourly rate? Okay, so I know these are some of the concerns when you want to be hired as a virtual assistant. So, stick around because we're going to be discussing those things. So, we will be going through, of course, the introduction. That's what I'm doing right now. And then I'm going to bring in the very CEO of Virtual Teammate, Chris, to share all of the discussions that I mentioned earlier. And then afterwards, there will be a question and answer. And I'm also going to flash here a code in which you can add into the feedback form for your certification. So don't forget to look into a code here right there in order for you to get certified, okay, that you have been a part of this webinar, and then somehow that might help you later on as well in order for you to be acquainted and know the process. And if later on you would see that, okay, I'm still lacking on this one, I don't have this one when it comes to the recruitment process, I'm probably in the stage 2, or out of the 5 requirements that were mentioned, I only have 2. Don't be discouraged because you have time to position yourself and align yourself into getting hired under virtual teammate. Okay, so the alignment needs to be there. So list down, get your paper, get your notebook, your pen, in order for you to really be acquainted with the whole process. Okay, lastly, let's go ahead and be connected. If you are in different social media sites, we are at Surge Freelancing Marketplace or at Surge Marketplace, and feel free to connect with us in TikTok, in LinkedIn, in Pinterest, in YouTube, in um, X, Facebook, and all of the main social media sites. All right, so today allow me to bring in the very CEO of Virtual Teammate. I think I was able to talk to Chris for at least 3 times, and such an amazing CEO, really helpful. And I'm just grateful of, Chris's heart towards the Filipino and the trust for the Filipino talent. So please go ahead and help me welcome Chris. Okay, welcome, Chris. Thank you for being here.
Ma'am Grace, thank you very much for that gracious introduction. Thank you very much for the opportunity to talk to your team today. I'm so excited for the opportunity.
You're most welcome. And I know there are thousands who registered. So I know later on, more people will be interested also in knowing virtual teammates. So I'm going to give to you the time to share what you have for us today.
Thank you very much. It's a privilege to have this opportunity and to speak to you and to all of your followers. Yeah, really excited to share with you today Virtual Teammate. A little bit of background on me, and so I have been in the virtual assistant industry for a number of years now. I initially had a business that I grew to a little over 2,000 virtual assistants, working in the healthcare space, supporting about 600 clients here in the US. I exited that business in March of this year and really felt like and enjoyed the time I had working with the Filipino culture, but wanted to form a company that was very focused not only on the client experience of working with a virtual teammate, but really enhancing and improving the experience of a virtual teammate working for us and working for our clients. And so I founded the business Virtual Teammate with the concept of being a virtual teammate. And so you're a teammate, you're not an assistant, you're not somebody who's far away, you're actually part of the overall team, the remote team of an existing client. And so we talk to the clients a lot about, you have your on-site team, you have your near-site team, and then you have your far team, which is really the team that we support. And so that's my intention of forming Virtual Teammate. As you can, I'm here in the US, so good evening to everybody in the Philippines, but originally I'm from Australia. And so really excited today to share with you more about Virtual Teammate, who we are, really what we're focused about, and then trying to answer some questions that have been proposed to us and give you a little bit of background on how you can go about joining our organization. Next slide, please. So some of you may, just a little bit of information, there are 32 million small businesses here in the United States. And so that really opens up a huge opportunity for us to support. And that's really our target audience, is that small to medium-sized business that really needs some assistance. And of those 32 million, if we can go to the next slide, please. The interesting fact is 62% of those are using virtual assistants today. Well, you may say, well, hang on a second, that's quite a large number. Is there really an opportunity for me? And if we go to the next slide, there definitely is an opportunity that we see, and we've been able to, in my prior company, grow quite exponentially. And I see the same potential here, because 67% of potential growth in this industry, even at 62% of folks having virtual assistants, is 67% potential growth, which really opens up opportunities for all of the folks to really work and provide for their families. And that's really my goal in forming this company, is not only, as I mentioned, to take care of clients and their needs here in the US and in Australia, but also to allow folks in the Philippines to be able to provide a living, for their families, provide for their healthcare needs, provide for their kids' education. So really excited for this opportunity and for this potential growth. Next, please. So let me tell you a little bit, and we're going to go through these. And please, I would encourage, excuse me, I would encourage folks to provide a question in the chat if there's anything, and I'll do my best to get to those chats. Oh, we lost the slide there for a second. Next, please. So when we think about Virtual Teammate and really what we're about, and we're really about value creation. How can we create value not only for our clients, but more importantly, how can we create value for those folks in the Philippines and in Latin America to be able to provide for their families? We're all about growth, collaboration, being supportive. And so it's the concept of it's one team in a teamwork environment. And that's really what we're about as we build out this organization. And so we're really excited to share more about the organization and how you can go about joining. Next, please. So really, I mentioned this a little earlier, but our mantra is we didn't invent the solution. We didn't invent virtual staffing, but we're really here to make it better. And our mission, as I mentioned, is to foster an environment where mutually beneficial relationships. We thrive, both teammates and our clients. And so, my vision is to be the leading industry, and I think we have the capabilities. And I've been very intentional as I've built this business to be focused on the virtual teammate and how we can be creating value. And when I say value, it's not just material value, but it's also emotional value, which is about building relationships and being part of a bigger thing. And then spiritual relationship, which is really around the culture and the way that we work together and culturally go forward. And so that's really my mission, that we're benefiting all stakeholders that are involved. Next, please. We talk about how do you become part of our organization. So I wanted to spend a little bit of time sharing with you about the process. And so the feedback we've got with working with other clients and with other businesses is, we really want to make this recruitment process lightning fast. And so that's been our intention, but also not so quick, being just fast, but also supported. And so really, I've been intentional to support not only virtual teammates as they go through the recruitment process, but also once they are part of the pool. And so we've dedicated or created a virtual teammate advocacy program that's advocating for our team members as they're in the pool or waiting to get started, but also client success managers that work directly with our clients and our virtual teammates as they are working with the clients as they're onboarded, to really make sure that they are well taken care of and supported. And if there's anything they need, we're there to help. In addition to that, we provide kind of personalized service in a lot of the assistance on going through the process, but also making sure that our virtual teammates are well prepared for the client interview, as well as they're working with their clients. And so my goal as we build this organization is really to nurture and advocate for our virtual teammates as they go through the process. Now, next, please. Here's a little feedback that we've got from some of our teammates as they've come through the process. The one I really like is Agnes, where it says, I appreciate the part where you don't have to wait 24 hours for their response. And that's what I'm all about. I want to make it smooth, and I want to make it a great experience for submitting the application and also going through the process. And that's my goal, is to make it as seamless as possible. Obviously, there are certain criteria we need to go through, and we do that. But what our goal is to really hold folks' hand through that process and provide them constant communication on where you are in the stage and also, what the next best step, as we like to refer to a virtual teammate. What's the next best work? What's the next best step you can be taking forward? Next, please. A little bit about our team. So initially, as we formed the business, we've been very focused on sales, administrative support, accounting, and customer service. But I will tell you, we're starting to see a lot of demand on the data analysis, reporting, excuse me, and marketing side. So we're not just limited to these four, what I refer to as use case or roles. We're targeted these as we built the organization. But I also get a lot of demand, as I mentioned, for data management, social media, and marketing. And so if folks have those skills, we'd welcome the opportunity to work with you. Next, please. So a little bit about the application requirements. What we've been very focused on is making sure that we brand the organization appropriately. We've worked with Ma'am Grace to really help us forming on that. And so we've got a branded resume, a branded intro video. We do, as part of our process, really provide an opportunity to get a better picture of our virtual teammates, not only for our clients, but for the teams individually. And this is information that becomes available to you as well. So as you grow in your career, you can leverage this type of information on a international language score and comprehension. So you can be confident to say, I have 8.5 or 9.2 out of 10 in language, what your IQ level is, a personality test. So you'll be able to get a DISC score. And so you'll know where you are from a personality, which is helpful both in working environment, but also in a personal environment. And then we do a technical skills assessment based on the role that you're performing. We also conduct a technology requirements just to make sure that you have the appropriate technology to support our clients. And then obviously the standard NBI and government issued IDs, and then assigned NDAs. Obviously the information we're taking you through is proprietary in certain nature, and we want to make sure that everybody is protected through that. Next, please. So here's a little bit of an example of the branded resume, just to give you a sense of what it looks like, the type of areas and things we're looking for. Our goal is to make it very concise, with the intention of having a one page so that it's very easy for our clients to digest and also very easy for our virtual teammates to create. So it really limits the amount of work that you need to do, but it gives a really good overall summary of your portfolio and your profile. Next, please. And as I mentioned, we have opportunities to really help nurture you in that process. And so what we have here is an example, and we'll make sure we get these slides out to the team on what a intro video looks like. And so it's very simple. It's about 1.5 to 2 minutes. And what we're looking for is folks to really highlight what makes them different, what sets them apart, so we can help you differentiate yourself from all the other team members or virtual assistants that are in the market. And as I mentioned, we really help and nurture that sequence and that creation process. In addition, the testing that we talked about, we make that available for our clients so they can get a sense of your personality. So not only, excuse me, resume, but then also a video that really highlights your ability and talks about your experience. In addition to that, throughout the video, we're also encouraging our teammates to talk about the top 3 tasks that they performed. So that gives a sense of our clients being able to relate to the tasks that they have and making sure that aligns with what they're looking for, and then also the skill set of the team member. In addition to that, and it'll appear here in a little bit, is we ask our virtual teammates to just highlight the applications they've worked with and what sort of tools they have experience with, because that's really key for our clients. So if you have familiarity with a certain platform, in this case ZoomInfo or HubSpot, or the Google platforms, the Microsoft platforms, that's important because our clients can really relate to those type of platforms that they're working with today, and having a sense and a confidence that our virtual teammates have that as well. And so, one of the things we've done, and we've got feedback that sometimes these videos can be difficult. We work very collaboratively with Ma'am Grace and the team at Surge to really help and support the creation of these videos, because what we've seen from our clients is it really helps them in that selection process. And so we want to make sure we doing everything we can to really help our virtual teammates be hireable. Next, please. In addition to that, what we've done, if you have an opportunity to go onto our website on the virtual teammate, you can really see that we've not only do we provide that on client request, but we're also making it available on our website, which allows our clients to, excuse me, to go on and view the capabilities and the experience of our team members. And as we mentioned, Agnes, who provides some feedback, this is her profile, right? So you can see the resume, you can see the video, they can self-actualize. So not only are we promoting on a real-time basis as we work with our clients, but our clients have the ability to go in and view our teammates as well and get good understanding and experience of the work that they do. Next, please. So when we talk about lightning fast recruitment process, let me tell you a little bit about what that means. So it's really, it's the process from submitting all the way to completing your compliance. And every step of the way, we have team members on our side that are there to really help and support you. Excuse me. And we have, very a way of explaining where you are in the stage, what's the next best step for you to go through the stage, and helping you along the way if you have any questions or concerns. Next, please. So quite often we get asked, why is my application not successful? Why did I not, pass to the next step? And just want to spend a couple of moments here just to talk about what we've seen as the top 3 reasons. And so it's, incomplete or inaccurate information in the resume. If there's information missing, it's very hard for us to kind of get a great understanding of your abilities. Lower communication skills. So obviously, if there's a lower scoring, that becomes a deterrent. But what I will tell you is that provides, I think, an opportunity for ongoing evergreen training, and that's what obviously the team at Surge can support that. We also have other programs that we can support folks to really help improve their communication. And then if it's poorly tailored, meaning you're not kind of following that format, doesn't have the necessary information, then obviously that's where we continue to struggle in going through that evaluation process, because we get or have in the past and are growing up to getting about 2,000 applicants a month. And so we really, to obviously evaluate those, we need to make sure we have complete and accurate information and complete and accurate details of the assessments that we conduct. Next, please. One of the other questions we get a lot of it, okay, I've passed the recruitment, I'm in the pool. What are you doing to help me find a client or a new opportunity? And so what we are doing, as I mentioned, we have a VT advocate program. So we're providing one-on-one support. We conduct internal events to really provide ongoing training and education. We are constantly promoting our team members, and we have a strong sales force that does that. And then in preparation, as the interviews come up and the endorsements occur, we're doing pre-client interviews to really help prepare our virtual teammates for the interview. We're prepping with the client success manager who has knowledge and experience about our client. We're there to help, support our virtual teammates throughout the interview process. And then we, intentional to make sure that we have all the right information provided to you ahead of the interview, so you understand what are the top 5 tasks they're looking for, background about the client, what tools they leverage, what their expectations are, their must-haves, their nice-to-have. So you're very well prepared for that interview. Once you pass and are successfully selected, we have a team dedicated to, from a compliance standpoint, to really help you, get onboarded and into our system to make sure that you're, paid appropriately and that you're taken care of throughout the process. And you're in the pool, you're lined up with a virtual advocate, but when you're with a client, you're partnered up with a client success manager, so you are well supported throughout the process. Next, please. The other question that I wanted to kind of share some information is, why virtual teammates are unsuccessful at client interviews? Because obviously there's an unsuccessful recruitment. What are we doing to really help support that, in the client interview? And so what I will tell you is, your ability to demonstrate transferable skills. So I would really encourage, as you think about in interviews and as you're looking at your resume, what transferable skills do you have? I'll give you an example. We had a virtual teammate interview with a client, and the client was looking for Tableau experience. they had very deep experience in Power BI. And when the client said, "Do you have experience with Tableau?" they said no. What a great response would be, I don't have experience with Tableau, but I have a lot of experience with Power BI, which is a reporting tool for those that aren't aware, and that these are transferable skills. And so I think continually demonstrating how you have transferable skills, skills that can transfer to those roles, or you're prepared to learn, really articulating your experience on how you're prepared to learn and your skills you've developed in working, whether it be as a virtual assistant or even in an office, making sure you highlight those communication skills and alignment of skills. What I'm saying there is you're really demonstrating a level of confidence, but also how your skills align to the top 5 tasks that our clients are looking for. So that's why we're very intentional to prepare our virtual teammates for interviews. And so we encourage them, be confident, articulate your skills and align the skills you have to what the client's looking for, and then being prepared. I think if you take some time to be prepared, have some questions for our clients, I've found that to go a long way. Understanding their business, at least looking at their website, doing a little bit of research maybe about the industry. With AI tools today, you can really be very well prepared for those things. Next, please. So here's a couple of success stories of our current teammates as they're working with their clients. And I'm always so blessed to have the opportunity to see these and read these. And it just really, reaffirms what we're trying to do, that we're very intentional with our culture, being collaborative, and also supporting our teammates as they get started within a client, because we find the first 1 to 2 weeks, as well as the first 30 days, is a critical time to not only support the virtual teammate, but also the client in their new endeavors and engagement. So I'm so impressed to hear these kind of feedback, and we continue to get these on a daily and weekly basis. Next, please. And here's an example of one of the graduates from the teammate from Surge that we're super excited is now working with us. And Juna and I work very closely together. She's a bookkeeper for our organization, and she's done a fantastic job, and so excited to be working with her. And we'll get these videos over to you so you can hear their experience and what the process has been for them. And I really, really like working with Juna. She's been a breath of fresh air on our financials. She helps us from a bookkeeping perspective internally within the organization. So, there's opportunities not only working for our clients, but also opportunities working, internally within Virtual Teammate as we grow the business. So, we're continually looking for really strong team members to work with us. Next, please. Fantastic. Well, I know I ran through a lot of information. I'm really excited to answer maybe a couple of questions and answers. I know we have a little bit of time here. Would welcome any questions, feedback, comments. But I've really enjoyed our time today, and hopefully I gave you a little bit of sense of Virtual Teammate, what we're intentional culture of really enhancing that experience of coming into our organization. And we're so blessed and thankful for the opportunity to partner with Surge and the team to really help us build out the organization and provide really strong virtual teammates into our pipeline.
Thank you very much, Chris. I believe it was really important to for all of even the ones that are not graduates from Surge, because they also have opportunities. And I believe we have more potential. Did the team prepare, I think, potential answers to this one, or that's it? I'm not really sure. But we have some questions here. Like, for example, what particular virtual assistants do you need as of now?
Great question. So, as I mentioned, we have a lot of demand of late on kind of data analysis and reporting, as well as customer service and administrative support. And we're also starting to get a lot of demand in the marketing and social media space, lead generation. Most recently, I was talking to a couple of clients, folks that have experience in the sales, working with CRMs, HubSpot, Zoho, some of those. And so they're the ones that most recently come to mind.
Sounds good. Thank you very much, Chris. Yep. So a lot of opportunities. It's not just in one niche, but there are a lot. Do you accept newbies? This one is a bookkeeper, and you mentioned that there was an online bookkeeper, from Surge, and is now a part of the team that was hired. But how about newbies? They just, I don't know if you maybe to advance more of this, or to move forward with this more, do you accept anybody that's fresh graduate, no experience at all?
So it's a great question. And so for me, newbies are an exciting opportunity. When we talk about experience at Virtual Teammate, I'm more focused on, is the person capable of performing the role? Maybe they've done it in a virtual setting, or maybe they've done it in an office setting, or maybe they've done it, obviously through education. And so we're very open to, understanding that some folks aren't fully, may not have 3, 5, 6 years of experience. And we can leverage those type of teammates. And obviously we communicate the expectations to our clients. But I would encourage folks, if you have experience, let's say you've been a bookkeeper for 3 to 5 years in an office, and you're just getting started in the remote world, we would welcome those kind of folks. We're not concerned about have you been in the remote setting for years, but we're more concerned about, do you have the skills, the experience, work with the tools to meet the needs of the clients.
Sounds great, because experience is experience. May they be, yeah. So that's what we actually really love, working with virtual teammate, because if they can render the task, maybe from their previous experience through a training, if they're able to deliver that to a client, then that's a good opportunity.
Correct.
There were some questions related to the need for NBI clearance. Okay, so why is there any? I know Nathan also explained it. That it helps when it comes to transparency, accountability, for the clients. But maybe you'd like to share more on this one.
Yeah, I mean, I think it just gives everybody a level of confidence and understanding for the teammates. I mean, a lot of our clients obviously tend to be sometimes either have experience in the past and maybe didn't have the best experience, or are just getting into the industry. And so I think having that, ability to have that stamp of approval, I think goes a long way to help them reassure them.
Yep. And I think you can apply online now, in the Philippines. And I think it was also mentioned by the team earlier that if you just have the receipt, okay, that there's no issue, that's good. And even for us, as a partner for Virtual Teammate, that's something that we have to also ensure. And I think we have a question, few questions here, that you graduated from us and have gold certificate, and also this one. And that's good because you already have the training. When it comes to the you know having the capacity, though, when it comes to the alignment with a virtual teammate, I think it would be, that's something that we usually go through during the apprenticeship program. So as part of our partnership with virtual teammate, we prepare everything in advance, like even with the DS, all of the personality tests, like
Mm,
communication skills, in order to really ensure that you're a little, more advanced and aligned, for the virtual teammate
correct.
team and the hiring process. Okay,
Fantastic.
I think most of the, can anyone apply on these jobs, especially for Filipino citizens? I think for, I think because of the name, can anyone apply even if they're not Filipinos?
Yes, we welcome everybody. I mean, my goal is to match the right talent with the right opportunity at the right time. And so, we have team members from Latin America. We're also, looking at team members from Europe and other places. So very open.
All right, sounds good. So that's, I believe, Yashir, that's a really good answer for you. Shifts for working, most often, is it going to be Philippine time, EST, maybe depending on the client?
Yeah, it depends on the client. Majority of our clients will look for our virtual teammates to work the US business hours. But we do have some clients that are interested to do kind of the day shift, where maybe there's a certain amount of work that needs to be done, some data analysis or reporting, at the end of, is delivered to the virtual teammate at the end of the US shift. Sorry, the end of the US business day. And then the expectation is the work is taking place during the day shift in the Philippines and then return before, the clients get into work. So that's definitely an opportunity there. But more predominantly, it's definitely working the US business hours,
US
excuse
time
me.
because it's functioning with the clients. All right, so
Correct.
let me go ahead and check if there are other questions. I think some of the team members are also very on top of the questions.
Yeah, I have
So
a
thank
fancy
you
team and they're
to
taking care of me.
everybody. Like they're all over the comments. I think we have one here. I think we're going to entertain two more questions, and then I would ask Chris to. It's probably very late where you're at now. Uh, Project-based jobs, or is this only going to be like full-time staff?
Great question. So we support both full-time and part-time, not so much project-based, but it's part-time and full-time. And so part-time for us is 20 hours a week, and full-time obviously is 40 hours. And so, we don't do project-based really because our goal is we want you to be part of the team, right? And so project-based implies you're in and out. And so the way we position it for their clients is this is an extension of your existing team. And so we want to make sure they feel part of the team and then, a part of the overall organization goals and structure.
Sounds good. Yep, because it's a virtual teammate. You can be a
Exactly.
part. Yep. And I think one of the things, the testimonies that I saw earlier is really loving the culture. So we're also very proud to send our students into a culture where they can really be blossoming and, feel empowered. All right. So I think, that's it for me, Chris. I believe if you register to the event today, we're going to send you an email. I believe the team prepared like links where you can apply and, most of these processes. So make sure that you register in the link of the description in this video, because after you register, we're going to send you not just the feedback form but also how you can apply to virtual teammate and what are the processes on top of what Chris already mentioned. Yep. So in closing, what are your last words, or probably like how would you like to encourage everybody, Chris, in joining virtual teammate before we close?
Thank you, Ma'am Grace. Well, as we like to say at, here at Virtual Teammate, today's a great day to add value. And I think my biggest takeaway from our discussion today is I really like the value that you're continuing to do in the Filipino culture and investing and providing teammates to improve their skills, to make them more hireable, but also to give them an opportunity to take care of their families. And that's really what I'm about as well. I want to build an organization that's focused on supporting folks in the Philippines and those that are looking for an opportunity to grow and provide for their families. At the same time, I want to do my best to support our clients here to really help them and form that relationship and connection. And I really appreciate the relationship and connection we've built with Surge Marketplace and excited to see what the future holds. And we're really excited for all the opportunities ahead. And I'll tell the folks here, listeners, that we're growing very quickly. Actually, we've onboarded. We've just been really officially live for about a month. We're all well over double digits in clients, and we continue
Wow.
to add 3 to 5 clients a week. So we're really excited for the opportunity and look forward to working with you.
Likewise, thank you very much, Chris. Not just for working with Surge Freelancing Marketplace, but for believing in the Filipino talent and allowing us to even position that alignment with your clients as well. Because we are not just bringing value. That's what you mentioned at the end of the day. It's all about giving value to your clients, but at the same time to the families represented. With all of these freelancers, I would like to thank you, Chris, for joining us tonight. I know it's probably very late where you're at, but thank you for having us. And thank you also to all of the virtual teammate team that's processing all of this and even processing your applications after this one. So that's it. Thank you everybody for joining us. God bless you all, and we will see you again next time.
Thank you, man, Greg. Have a fantastic day, everybody.
Bye bye. Thank you.